What's going on, Madden Underground fam? Welcome to Season 2 Xbox Side Playoff Action. We got a good one for you here today as we got Illuminati and the Green Bay Packers taking on Space and the Minnesota Vikings. My name is Black Venus. I am here with my guy, Philly Guy. Philly Guy, how you feeling tonight, man? I'm feeling good. How about yourself, man?
Man, I am loving this. We got the holidays popping off. I got me some eggnog. We got round three between the Vikings and the Packers. Oh, so glad to be here, brother. So glad to be here.
Hey, same here, same here. And first and foremost, happy holidays to everybody coming in and tuning in. Again, make sure you guys are staying safe out there as we got John Madden action of football here. Again, playoff action, like I mentioned before. So let's start off with Space here since he is the one that starts the ball off here. So series split 1-1. It seems like pretty close games here, Philly. So first game that they played 27-24 in favor of Space. And then the last game they played in week 18, Space loses that one 25-31. So it seems like it's going to be a pretty close game here, Philly. What you think about this?
Yeah, they say familiarity, breeds contempt. And when you look at their matchups, they were close games. Maybe the Vikings didn't want to show their hand too much in week 18. Maybe they decided to rest some people, but they've been a cool customer this entire season, and I'm pretty sure they want to go out and send a message.
Yeah, and let's see if they do again. Space, we've seen them having a great season, actually a fantastic season, going 14-3. Illuminati also having a pretty good season at 10-7. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the best of three, which is pretty much this is gonna shake out here. So again, we're seeing everything from Illuminati standpoint. So the Green Bay Packers, he's going to start off on defense against Space on offense. What's going to be interesting, Philly, to me, the biggest X factor in this whole entire game, literally and figuratively, is going to be Kyler Murray here for
Mm.
Space. Now, Kyler Murray has a lot of abilities on him. He has threat detector, fast break, gunslinger, pocket deadeye, and hot rod man. So he has a lot of tools at his disposal. What do you think is going to be the biggest difference right here between Kyler Murray and Illuminati's defense right here?
I think the biggest difference is he's missing set feet lead. And if you know anything about Madden football, you know that you can't win games without set feet lead. So I am curious to see how Space is able to stand up against this defense, even though he lost in week 18. He does have the advantage. Um, I definitely got to see Kyler Murray be a weapon on the field and not just stay in the pocket. Have some big plays with his legs.
Yeah, let's see if he does. As we're going to see a big play right there. And just like that, Kyler Murray started off very, very great right there. As that's going to be a big play and score right there. Touchdown Space, touchdown Vikings. And just like that, Philly, it just starts off fantastic right there. Like you mentioned, step up in the pocket, make plays. And just like that, Kyler Murray able to make a big play right there for a score.
Exactly, exactly. I'm glad you pointed out that I did call. I said make plays with his legs, and that's what he did. He took a three-step drop, stepped up, and then let loose a bomb. And for those of you that don't know about the adjustment that was made to that verticals play, definitely go on YouTube and check it out. Illuminati has been around long enough. He should have been prepared for that, but he better wake up quick. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game in a short holiday season.
Yeah, you don't want that, especially on holidays, Christmas coming around. You don't want to be, sitting at home on the sideline salty while everybody else plays. We don't want to see that happen. So let's talk about Illuminati here as we see him getting set on offense again, running that Rams playbook that we've seen him time and time again run. So we already know one of his biggest things is he wants to get the tight end involved, and he definitely utilizes a lot of motion in order to get players open. So what are you looking for this time being the biggest difference between what we see in the Xbox League and the PS5 League, where you see he had his New York Jets, Philly?
Yeah, I think that's really the difference. Is the fact that he doesn't have Travis Kelsey, and so what that means is, he spreads the ball around a little bit more. He doesn't rely too much on one particular player, and he's been very, very hot. We had a chance to watch him in the wild card round, and he was slinging that rock. He was dialed in. He had a lot of success, and so he's hot right now. He's hot right now.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, came out slinging in the first round, beating B guard 27-3 in order to advance to play
Ouch.
this matchup against Space. So definitely hot is definitely an understatement. As we're going to see Aaron Jones right here take the ball and a gain of 7 right there. So Illuminati also has his share of weapons too, right here, Philly. So check this out: A Rod with High Point, Deadeye, Protected, Hot Rod Master, Pass Lead Elite, and Fearless. So a little bit better than Set Feed Lead with the Pass Lead Elite, but that High Point Deadeye is something that I'm very curious to watch. As not a lot of players run that ability, but it could make the biggest difference here in the ball game.
Yeah, you pointed out what he was able to do against B guard, and we got our producer in my ear saying that I can't call it a massacre. But when do we ever listen to him? I
Yeah,
mean, that's what it was. It was a silent night, deadly night. But with those abilities, he also has them on his running back, and so he can pretty much dictate what types of coverages that he wants to break down if Space decides to stay in zone. But it also gives him the opportunity to run the ball like we've seen him do successfully on this drive.
yeah, and speaking of running backs, that's going to be Aaron Jones here having that tank ability. So, meaning you cannot hit stick this man, no matter who your player is. You cannot hit stick. He's going to bounce right off of that. Also has that reach forward ability too. So, if he gets kind of close to that first down line, maybe even the goal line, you're going to see him get these crazy animations that allow him to get that first down. So, again, we're going to be interested to see how Illuminati operates, knowing that he has all these abilities at his disposal. And we're going to see him in these tight wide off weak formations, tight wide off formations, known that he's so known for as Aaron Jones. That time getting stuffed in the backfield, great defense right there, causing a loss of two, and it's gonna be third down and four right here for Illuminati.
Yeah, it's really important for him to be able to just take a step back, establish a good offensive rhythm and the tempo. But he's going to have to convert on this third down if he wants to keep pace with the quick score from space.
Yeah, let's see what he can do here. Third and four again. Space able to score very quickly. Cleveland not scoring nearly as quickly, but we still have a lot of time here left in this ball game. As we got a receiver in motion, and Aaron Rodgers going to take a play action snap. Has nobody open, had a right opening, but he doesn't decide to throw that, and it's going to throw the ball away. That's going to be a fourth down and four. A Rod going 0 for 1 right here, and just like that, big decision time right here for Illuminati Philly.
Yeah, it's definitely decision time, but um, you got to admire the defense that was played. I mean, the coverage was immaculate. There was nowhere to go with the ball. So it looks like Spaces definitely did his homework. He was ready for that play. And let's see if Illuminati can surprise him here on fourth down to move the chains.
Yeah, and let's see what's going to happen here. Is we're going to see some motion, some audibling going on as A Rod's barking out the orders right here. So, got a receiver in motion. That's going to be Ross the third right here. Again, play action play right here. And Ross is going to run a corner route. And he's not able to get the ball out in time. And that's going to be Murphy with the sack right there and turn over on downs. And great start right here for Space and the Vikings right here, Philly.
Yeah, you saw it again. I mean, the coverage, there was nobody for him to throw to. He couldn't even scramble if he wanted to. So, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get rid of the ball. It took the sack, but he's going to have to tighten up and see if he can slow this Vikings offense down.
Yeah, and speaking of offense, this is going to be a very interesting set here as he comes out in single back full house base. Interesting decision right there, going only gaining a yard right there. But like you mentioned, Philly, maybe Space didn't decide to show his full hand right there. Maybe we see a little bit of different stuff right here as he goes a little bit different formation right there. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he's in an excellent position. He knows that he's got points on the board. So, why not test this Packers defense a little bit, show them a little wrinkle, see how they react to it, and come back to it later in the game if you need to.
Yeah, and unfortunately, right there, third and 10 right there. So nothing doing too much on the ground right there by Cook right there. So again, you see on the screen right there, Illuminati definitely coming out in this 3-4 base defense. We've seen him time and time again, mainly basing out of this cover four quarters. Sometimes it's been successful for him. Other times it has not been successful for him. But what's interesting to me though, Philly, is normally you would see gun bunch as the solution to Illuminati's defense, but this time seeming like he's in this run and gun playbook with the gun doubles and single back bunch, something you don't see too often. So it's going to be interesting to see what the play call is. We've got third and 10 right there. Murray with that X factor freight train. And that only applies if he runs the football with his legs right there. He's going to try a jet touch pass, loss of 3 right there. And we should be seeing a field goal unit coming out pretty shortly here, right, Philly?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Because right now, you know that you've got points. You're playing with house money. Let's run a couple plays, see how he reacts. And you're right. This 3-4 defense, it's a little bit different when you're in the open field, but when you kind of got your back up against the wall the way he did, it's a little bit harder to push the ball down the field. And Illuminati has to look at as a win, only giving up 3 points.
Yeah, definitely. Again, 10-0, still first quarter of action right here. So again, plenty of John Madden football left to be played. Again, playoff action, some win or go home. So the stakes are definitely high. So let's see what Khalil Knight can come out with this time. Again, turn the ball over on downs. A-Rod took a sack right there by Murphy. So let's see what A-Rod decides to do this time around, as we're going to see some audibles here. It's going to be split wide receiver backfield here, as we're going to see a motion, and that's going to be Aaron Jones right there. And nothing doing. Great defense so far by Space. His defense has been outstanding right here. As we're going to get hurry up action right here. 2nd and 10 right here. As we're going to see A-Rod take a snap right here. Looks like it's going to be verticals, and it is. And that's going to be Bobby Tanya right there. That's going to be 3rd and 4. Gain of 6 right there. And just so you guys know, there is another game going on, and we'll hopefully have that live for you soon, as the commissioners in our ear earlier telling us there's going to be some more Madden Underground access. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, again, Kalumai motioning out 3rd and 4 here, empty look. And let's see where he decides to go here. Wide open. And that's where he throws to Aaron Jones right there in the flat, getting great yards right there. And that's going to be a 1st down and 10 down to the 35-yard line. So great sequence of plays right there, Philly.
Yeah, you like to see it. I mean, a lot of times, we don't like to see people go empty backfield, like the commissioner says. It's hazardous for your health. But in that particular situation, he had so many different routes going on. It was a lot of one-on-one action. He made the right read. Big play for the 1st down. So good to see him keep him on his toes.
Yeah, and great again, another completion right there. Great completion. That's going to be Christian Watson right there. Looked like Space tried to bring the heat right there, unsuccessful that time. That's going to be a gain of 20 for Christian Watson. That's going to be the end of the first quarter right here. It's 10-0. Space taking the lead over Illuminati once again. Madden Underground Season 2 playoff action here, divisional round here. Again, win and go home situation right here. So we're going to see A-Rod go back under gun here, and it's going to be Aaron Jones with the ball this time. Nothing doing again, 2nd and 7. But what I am liking though, Philly, is he's not embedded in the run game. Normally at this point, you see people kind of try to go pass heavy, but Kalunheim staying try to shoot to keep Space balancing on his toes right here.
Yeah, and that's a great point because that's exactly what we see. We see people, succumb to the pressure. And right now, he's making smart reads. He's not trying to force the ball down the field, and he's moving the chains. And hopefully this time he'll be able to not put himself in a 4th and short situation, but he'll be able to convert on his 3rd downs and possibly get some points.
Yeah, let's see if he can convert again. Definitely needs some points here to stay in the game here, as he's going to motion Alan Lazard over to the right side of the field. And it's going to be a play action play once again. It has Tanya open the flat, decides to throw to Lazard. And that was dangerous living right there. But that's why you pay for Lazard right there. Have him on your team right there, able to convert the 1st down. Go and hurry up here, as we're going to see a little bit of switching going on with Lazard and Watson right here, as we're going to see a motion. And that was Andrew Booth Jr. on the tackle here. Aaron Rodgers, nothing doing right there. Try to go a little bit of high point pass here. Watson unable to animate right there. But interesting decision going for the gusto with the touchdown right there instead of wide open flat pass right there, Philly.
Yeah, that's his second play in a row where he's been dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight. And I agree with you. He should have taken the check down. No Zach Wilson theatrics here. Space is going to make him pay, but he has an opportunity, to convert on this 3rd down, even though he made 2 bad and risky reads.
Yeah, and a risky play for the third one right there, as he takes a hit, but they don't want to do that too often with your quarterback. Luckily, he did not fumble right there. As we're going to see Lazard getting it in motion once again here. Play action pass, as we got a guy blocking way up the field right there. This time checks it down right there. So 4th and inches, like you mentioned earlier, Philly, these 4th and short situations right here, not deciding to go for the field goal right here, deciding to go for the gusto on 4th down once again. What's your play call right here if you are Illuminati in this situation? You decided to go for it.
Uh Man, you know what? He's been passing. I mean, I really don't expect for him to run. I think that we know Space is definitely bringing the heat, so he's going to be using probably the defender that's covering Lazard. But yeah, I don't think he's going to run here.
And that time he decides to pass right there, and that's going to be a turnover on downs right there. Played with house money, and he lost right there as Christian Watson unable to keep his feet in bounds right there, Philly. So, like you mentioned, fourth and short situations, he's unable to convert, and we've seen twice now that's costing them points right there. So, uh, again, bad decision right there, but it's very interesting not to kick the field goal right there, Philly.
Yeah, I actually would have expected him to actually go for it because when you look at where Space is, I mean, he's backed up on the 2 yard line. So Illuminati can be very aggressive. Maybe he can force a safety or get a turnover here.
Yeah, and that was almost a turnover right there. DeAndre Hopkins able to save the day right there, 2nd and 7. As again, 3 minutes and counting, heading into the first, heading into halftime right here. Again, 10-0 would have been 10-3, maybe 10-7 if Watson kept his feet in bounds. But again, interesting decision to go for right there. As we're going to see Space come out in this empty tray set. So anything you could do, I could do better going empty right here. Is to see what the play call decides to be. As Kyler Murray is going to take a audible right here and it's going to switch it up. Looks like he's going back under center, single back bunch formation that we've been seeing all game. Pressure's coming in, looping in. He's going to uncork that one, and that could have been a touchdown right there. Instead, misses the throw right there, Philly. And just like that, 3rd and 7, big 3rd and 7 coming up.
You know what? I know he didn't make the completion, but I love the fact that he recognized that Illuminati was in cover 4, and he immediately audible down and went for the jugular. You gotta love what Space is doing. He is reading the entire field. He sees what Illuminati is doing, and he's really trying to take advantage of it. Almost had another big play touchdown there.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, for those that watch these game of the weeks often, we see Illuminati come out in this 3-4 cover 4 quarters so often right here. So Space had to do his homework. I know he plays them twice in the division, but in the playoffs, it's a whole different ballgame. So like you mentioned, reading the field extremely well and knows exactly what Illuminati wants to do. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the play call is this time. Is going to check it down, and that's going to be a completion right there. 1st and 10, big conversion right there, coming on Z spot right there, and Pierce is able to make that first down catch right there, Philly.
Yeah, you love the route combinations because he's dialed in, recognizing that Illuminati is going to be staying in this cover 4. So, he's running spot, he's running verticals. Pretty sure he's going to have a play action pass or bubble screen or something up his sleeve pretty soon. But, he's doing a great job running the offense.
Yeah, you see now a different formation right here is it's going to go pistol trips. And it's going to be running a stretch play to Dalvin Cook, and that's not going to do anything right there. Dalvin Cook 4 for -1, looking like he was on my fantasy team this year. No salt whatsoever about that. But anyway, 2nd and 14 here, as we're going to get a 2-minute warning here coming up. So again, it's interesting to see though, Philly. Again, Dalvin Cook not having the best game, but Space having no second thoughts about uncorking the deep ball right there. And again, almost had that big play earlier. But again, recognizing and seeing that Illuminati is coming out in this cover 4 quarters all the time. It hasn't changed it up one bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's really dictating the flow of the game. Even though he didn't get any positive yardage there, I mean, it was still trips on the left. So now, he's in the gun trips, and he's making adjustments based on the coverage, and he has a positive gain of yards with the counter, but he's reading and recognizing the coverage and then making the adjustment offensively with his reads and his formations.
Yeah, and that time again, 3rd and 13. Nothing doing for Dalvin Cook once again. But again, not shying away from the run, trying to keep Illuminati honest, which I do appreciate, especially as a competitive Madden player. You love to see a little bit of balance and not so much heavy passing right here. So we're going to get a play action right there. And that's going to be a big play once again right there. And that's going to look like it's going for a touchdown. 10-5 touchdown Space once again. Torching Illuminati's cover 4 quarters with a big play, and that's going to be bout right there. Touchdown once again, 16-0, pending the extra point right here, and the kick is up, and the kick is true right there. 17-0, just like that, Philly, and Space is in complete control of this game.
I absolutely love it. We were touching on it briefly, but the simple fact that he came out with that trips and ran his stretch play, and then he came out with trips gun. and ran a counter. And then he came out of trips gun again and ran a play action pass to get his man wide open. That's what I'm talking about. He set Illuminati up that whole drive. And that's the reason why he's up 17-0. That was beautiful. That was masterful.
Yeah, yeah, lull them to sleep, hit them deep. That's what you got to do right here. First and 10 for Illuminati. Got to have an answer right here. Otherwise, this game's going to get really, really ugly, really, really fast. And again, you don't want to be like this going into the holiday season. Nobody wants that. So let's see what Illuminati can do to answer as we're going to get, again, play action pass right here. And Rogers is going to get a completion right there. That's Bobby Tyan up the sideline right there. A-Rod 7 of 10 for 99 yards right there. So Aaron Rodgers having an efficient day in terms of passing, but unfortunately has not translated into points right there, Philly.
No, it hasn't. And he's still dancing with the devil by the pale moonlight. He's still making those risky throws. And if you know that quote is being used from the original Batman with Michael Keaton, then shout out to you. But I got to tell you, I didn't know that the Grinch was wearing purple and white this Christmas, Black Phoenix. But that's what it's looking like right now.
Yeah, and then again, the Grinch, maybe decided to change it up in style a little bit here, as we're gonna get a completion right there to Aaron Jones right here. A minute 30 left to go. Again, Illuminati burned the timeout earlier, so he only has two. So again, very efficient moving the ball here to Jones, 3 for the 38 on the air right there. And again, Illuminati having success moving up and down the field. It's just those fourth down plays have been the biggest difference. Again, Christian Watson unable to keep his feet in bounds. Aaron Rodgers taking a bad sack. That's really been the key so far as why the score is the way it is right there. And that's a dangerous pass. Just like that. Again, 2nd and 10 right there. But like you say, you're dancing right now. You're playing with fire. You're getting burned right here. At what point do you just take your hand off the stove and say, I'm tired of getting burned. Maybe I should move my hand off the stove, Philly?
Well, I think he did a good job of deciding to throw it there. It was first down. He wanted to take the check down that time, but it was covered. And so, he's really trying as we see him get the ball and the completion down to the 2-yard line, but he's really trying to play within himself. He was aggressive and it didn't work out. And then, he gave up the big play on defense. But offensively, he's moving the ball, like you said. He just has to make better decisions on critical downs.
Yeah, and speaking of decisions right there, that's a great decision right there. Handed off to Aaron Jones right there. And just like that, Kalumni back in action, got himself some life right there as we have a score right there, 17-6, fitting the extra point, and the kick is up, and the kick is good right there. So just like that, able to move the ball right there. Great decisions. A little bit risky right there, but ends up working out in the end for Illuminati right there, Philly, as we're going to get space here with the ball right here. Again, now with a minute and 18 left right here, Philly, we've seen it a lot of times in the playoffs, especially. Some players decide to go full throttle. Some players decide to play it conservatively. What is your decision right here with a minute 15 and 2 timeouts left? Are you going full throttle, all gas, no brakes? Are you kind of playing it for 3 and live to fight another day and hopefully not turn the ball over?
Well, I think it's all gas, no break at this point, right? It's win or go home. And I think that Space, he's doing what he did before. He wants to see what type of coverage Illuminati is when he runs this formation. And then, he's going to go back to something that's going to be very similar and see if he can't have a big play down the field. You look to that left side of the field and you got 2 receivers over there and that safety is in the box. So you got to imagine the actions coming on that left side.
Yeah, and there goes Kyler Murray, like you mentioned before, when we first started off the program, making plays with his legs right there. And that's going to be a 13-yard gain right there for Kyler Murray. Illuminati's defender is not able to make a tackle right there. But that's what the difference is with Kyler Murray. That's the ability he gives you, that extra dimension with his legs and that playmaking ability outside the pocket right there, Philly. Able to get a first down and a big stop on the clock right there for 45 seconds.
Yeah, you like the pocket awareness. I mean, he definitely was looking to throw the ball to the left, as we see here. That's what he was looking for the first time. But that pocket broke down, and he instinctively took off and got the first down yardage. And then he was able to come back and hit him up over the head for the big play. So, that's what he was looking for when he decided to scramble. But it was there for him again. And he's in position, at the very least, to get 3 points on the board. He's got plenty of time, but Illuminati is going to have to figure out a way to make a stop and hold him to three. He cannot afford to give up another touchdown.
Yeah, he definitely cannot. Again, that's Bout again with that big play. He has been the star of this game so far, able to make big catch after big catch for big gains right there. As we're going to see Dalvin Cook take the ball right there, nothing doing, big hit right there. That was a dangerous decision right there. Decided to go with the jukebox. That's one of his superstar abilities, right into a hit stick. That's not something you want to do too often right here. As we're going to see Space come out in his 5 wide receiver trio. So Space showing us all of the run and gun playbook right here, mixing it up right here, 19 seconds and ticking right here as Kyler Murray is going to go and pump fake right there and almost gets intercepted right there. That could have been a huge game changer right there and for Illuminati, but unable to get the interception right there, Philly, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, you got to think that was a little bit of muscle memory there. It looked like he was going to take off for a second, but then he felt like he could try to squeeze the ball into a small window. And here we see him take the check down. He's going to try to get the first down, but more than likely he's going to kick the field goal and take the points into the half and be up 20-7.
Yeah, and that was a completion right there to trade McBride right there. First catch for him of the day. So again, should be an easy chip shot. And the kick is up. The kick is good right there. So 20-7 here in the first half of action. 4 seconds left to go in this first half. Again, we appreciate everybody for coming in, tuning in, supporting wherever you guys are watching, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch. Again, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. We appreciate everything you guys are doing here as we're going to get 1 second left to go into this half of action right here. And again, with his potential opponents, potentially lurking in this particular game right here, Philly, the scout report is going to be very interesting, especially for Space if he ends up winning this game. We've seen a lot of different formations, single back bunch, full house, 5 wide, 5 receiver trio, empty tray stack. A lot of formations that Space seems to be very comfortable with attacking defenses right now, Philly.
Yeah, but I really feel like he's catering specifically to Illuminati. So it looks like he knows that Illuminati is living and dying with that quarters defense. And so he's picking formations and he's picking route combinations that attack it on a lot of different levels. And I don't think if he's able to move on from this round that he's going to be getting that same type of defensive look. But this is the 3rd time that they played. So he seems to be dialed in with what Illuminati is trying to do defensively, and he's having success pushing the ball down the field.
Yeah, definitely. And again, we've seen Colin Murray have big plays, big touchdown plays again to the bout right there. Again, for 2 touchdowns right there, and then almost scoring again if McBride doesn't get tackled right there. So again, very, very he's dissecting this cover for a quarter. So hopefully Illuminati can make some kind of adjustment, something. Just give him a different look, different defense, different play call right here. Otherwise, Space is going to have no trouble moving the ball right here. Again, Illuminati on the screen right here. This is everything you're seeing is from his standpoint right now. 7-20 as he starts the ball off this half. 3rd quarter of action right here for Madden Underground Season 2 playoffs. So again, wide receiver backfield right here in the split. Deciding to go with Aaron Jones right here. And Aaron Jones actually having himself a big game right there. Big gain of 11 right there. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 right there. So Aaron Jones, starting to cook a little bit, had a little bit of a touchdown earlier. Now seemingly able to get more big plays on the ground right here, Philly.
Yeah, he's doing a much, much better job of hitting his holes. He ran the same play in the first half, cut it inside a little bit earlier, so he missed the hole and had a tackle for a loss. But, this time he did a much better job of executing the run play on the play before this one. And, hopefully he's going to be able to get positive yardage because he's going up against the clock and the score, and he can't afford to put himself in long yardage situations.
Yeah, definitely can right here. As we're going to see Aaron Rodgers do another play action snap right there. Big hit right there coming across the middle right there. Able to make a completion right there. And just like that, he's going to go hurry up offense. Once again, like you mentioned, the clock is not his friend right now as Ross is able to complete that catch right there. Pepper's able to make that big hit stick right there. 2 tackles on the day for him. As we're going to get another play action pass right here. And he's going to chuck it up right there. And that's going to be wide open. And that's going to be John Ross right there. And just like that, down to the 8-yard line. And Illuminati back in business and just a few plays right there, Philly.
Yeah, I mean, what you're seeing is you're seeing him finally settle down. He's taking his time. He's reading the field, and we're all guilty of it. We all try to get rid of the ball quickly, and we don't let the play develop. But that time he did, and found his man downfield for the get big completion, and he's able to punch it in, possibly for a touchdown to get back in this game.
Yeah, let's see if he can punch it in right there. Again, play action pass right there. Has B wide open, and unfortunately, unable to make the pass right there. It looked like it bounced off of a defender, or maybe his own offensive player's head right there, or his arm actually. So second and goal right there. But the right idea. We've seen that out of Illuminati before in season one playoffs, where he had that little bit of a screenplay, playmakered it up, and then got a touchdown out of it. So Illuminati seemed to put the bag, a little bit of bags out of his, or sorry, seemingly to put the bag of tricks out in this particular half right here, Philly.
Yeah, and I'd appreciate if you said that 5 times fast. I wasn't even going to try to repeat what you just said, but I got to tell you, he's getting into an offensive rhythm, and obviously we've been talking about what he hasn't been able to do on defense. But if he's able to make those adjustments defensively, he clearly has found a rhythm and is moving the ball successfully.
Ooh, and dangerous pass right there. Try to go with the high point right there. Unable to come down to third and goal. We see you, Nico, in the chat. If you want to join the league, man, sign up at MaddenUnderground.com. Once again, MaddenUnderground.com. Again, pick your system between PS5 and Xbox again, and then we will get back to you shortly here if you want to join the league. But third and goal right here for Illuminati. Again, living dangerously with these high point passes. Almost thought that was going to be an interception right there, based off how the ball was kind of bouncing right there. As we're going to see what he decides to come out with, and he's going to make a wide open pass right there. And that time, much better decision right there, as Robert Tyan is in for a score right there, and just like that, one play score, or one play game right here. His kick is up and kick is good. 14-20 right now, Philly, and Illuminati got a little bit of life right now. He's coming back.
Yeah, he's warming up. He's definitely warming up. This game, is far from being over. He's had an opportunity to run the ball, to throw the ball, and you can definitely tell the space is playing him for the pass. But again, he's settled down. He's making the right reads. He's letting the plays develop. He's taking the check down, and that's the reason why he's only down one score. And if he can make those defensive adjustments we talked about, he might be able to actually take the lead.
Yeah, let's see if he can make those defensive adjustments. Again, Space having no issues moving the ball right here. And that's going to be intercepted right there. Big play for Kaluwadai. Much needed right there. Savage able to make a play right there to keep Kaluwadai alive right there. If he didn't make that play, that was going to be for another touchdown right there. And just like that, Kaluwadai has all the momentum going on right now, Philly, to make this take the lead right here.
And you love it. I mean, you saw that pressure off the right side, and Space, he took a risk. He tried to get the ball out there, didn't get a chance to set his feet and push the ball down the field. And Illuminati came up with the interception. And now it's up to him to push the ball down the field and take a lead by scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, let's see if he got it. Let's see if he got it. Let's see. Aaron Jones out to the flat. Gain of 9 right there. 228, one touchdown. Going hurry up offense. Again, Illuminati having the momentum right now. It is all Illuminati. Let's see if he can take advantage of this field position right here, too. So Lazard in motion, Watson in motion. As we're going to see Aaron Rodgers take a step back right there, checks it down right there. That's Jones. First down, Illuminati, down to the 40-yard line. And right now, Illuminati cooking with a little bit of gas, making the right reads, right decisions, and getting first downs right now, Philly.
Yeah, this is why they tell you to preheat the oven, is because you got to give it a chance to warm up, and that's what we're looking at right now. He preheated, and now he's out there cooking.
Yeah, I like that analogy though. I ain't gonna lie, that was really good. That was really, really good. As we're gonna see a carry by Jones right here. Again, that's that tank ability. Defender trying to hit it right there, bounces straight off of them, gain of 6 right there. I like that. I'll give you some credit right there, Philly, on live interwebs right there. Cook it preheating. I
Yeah,
like that.
you
I
know
like
what?
that.
The delivery was terrible. It was actually pretty corny. I'll have to tighten that up a little bit. I'm sure there's a little bit of potential there, but we're seeing Illuminati successfully run the ball as he goes into play action pass right here, and
Mm.
he's definitely cooking. Whatever you want to call it, however you want to say it, he's at first and goal, and he's got an opportunity to basically flip the whole script on Space and these number 1 seeded Vikings at home in these divisional round playoffs.
Yeah, he does. Again, completion of Robert Tanya right there. Again, John Ross having himself a day. That's a name we haven't seen too much in Madden these days. John Ross the third, but able to make big plays right here and playoff action as we got second and end goal right here for Illuminati. And we're going to see if he decides to get the ball off to Aaron Jones right here. And he does. And Aaron Jones is going to take a into the end zone right there. And that's going to be a touchdown. And just like that, it's a tie ball game right here. Pending extra point right here. Let's see if he can make it right here. And it looks like he will because Space decided to flip his defense right there. Kick is up and kick is good. And just like that, Philly, Illuminati is in full chef mode out here. And he has taken the lead right there. Came back seemingly from 10-0 all the way now from 21 to 20.
And even though he's done that, he's done a great job. He's made the necessary adjustments. You have to think back to the end of the first half when Space decided to kick that field goal. So many times people decide to roll the dice and try to go for it. And you see right now that it's only a 1-point game. So even though Illuminati has dominated this third quarter, Space still has plenty of opportunities to play his game and move the ball down the field and take the lead back.
Yeah, and deciding to go with the Wildcat. Interesting decision right there. As we got my man MP the Great in the chat saying space folding, that pressure is caving in. Hey, it just might be, honestly, because again, ever since Club Nine got that interception right there, space has been a little bit shaky right there. And palms are sweaty. It's mom spaghetti time. We'll see what happens right here. As we got second and 10 right here, four space single back bunch action right here as we're going to have Hopkins in motion. Kyler Murray taking the snap back right there and decides to float one up right there. And that's another interception right there. MP, you might be right. The pressure might be getting to space. And that just like that, Illuminati in the full driver's seat right now, Philly, able to have an opportunity to go up two scores right now. To go up, actually, yeah, two scores right now, depending if he wants to go for two right now. But right now, Illuminati looking amazing on defense right now.
Yeah, it's those adjustments that we talked about. He made the adjustments in the secondary. He's bringing pressure from the outside. He's keeping Kyler Murray in the pocket by doing so. And, both times that he's been successful doing that, he's been able to get the ball by an interception and put himself in a position to win this game.
Yeah, and you see him at Illuminati is full out cooking right now. The stove is hot. The oven has done is done preheating right now. It's ready to bake. It's ready to cook. It's ready to go right here. Put your fours up in the chat right now. Fourth quarter action, win or go home. Illuminati seemed like he was dead to rights, but came back to life like some Undertaker stuff at the WWE right now, and is in full control of this game. Second and 1 right now. Aaron Jones fumble on the play right there. What happened right there? And just like that, Space is able to get the ball back. I don't know what happened right there. It just seemed like there's like a wrong button press or just a great play by Space's defenders. But just like that, all the momentum that Illuminati worked for gone. Just like that, Philly. What happened?
EA happened, Black Phoenix. EA happened, and these are those plays in the game where you have to stay dialed in. You can't get too emotionally high and low. He's got to continue to make those adjustments and breakups, big plays down the field. You still got to keep fighting because this is not going to be handed to you. This game is far from over. Got a little hometown cooking from the Vikings there, a little Buffalo Wild Wings, but yeah. I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, somebody pressed that button. I don't know who pressed the button out there lurking in the chat right now, but hey, it worked for you if you did press that button right here. As we got, again, this is insane football right now. As Space, I thought, was going to lose all the momentum and is back in the driver's seat, able to take the lead right here and see what happens right here. As Kyler Murray is going to come out and bark some orders right here to the Vikings offense right now. And Murray taking a step back right here in this trips tight end formation, able to get outside the pocket right there and able to get away from what the defender. Don't know where Illuminati was going with his user right there, but away from Murray, and that's not what you want to do. And just like that, Kyler Murray able to go down to the 45-yard line. Big play right there for Kyler Murray with his legs.
Yeah, you saw Illuminati overcommit on his user. He went to the wrong running lane. Should have brought it in a little bit tighter. He was worried about Kyler cutting it to the outside, but huge play by the Vikings. And there's plenty of time left to go in this game. So their biggest thing right now is putting themselves in a position to score. And outside of that big play, they haven't been able to move the ball down the field in the second half.
Yeah, and again, like you said, I'm very curious to see if Space can take the lead right there. Again, hasn't really scored too much right here. Again, has been bouncing around, which has been working for him in the first half, not so much this half. So again, let's see what happens here. He's going to come out in strong close, something we haven't seen in a long, long time, as he's going to make a play right there. And just like that, that's going to be intercepted right there. And that's going to be Stokes right there. Potential pick six right there. Can Kyler Murray chase him? He cannot. And just like that, Illuminati has able to take over this game right there. Pick six right there. Touchdown Packers. Touchdown Illuminati. Pending the extra point. Let's see if he can kick this one. And kick is up and kick is good. And Philly, we thought Illuminati lost all the momentum off that fumble. He's able to make that play, big play, going up 8 right there against Space, and he's taking over this game right now.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where Space, he thought that Illuminati was going to be in that cover four. Thought he had the quick out, the speed out. It was not there, and it was a big play for these Packers. And they've got a full momentum meter. They got an 8-point lead, and they've also got 4 minutes and 17 seconds basically before they advance to the next round. So Space is going to have to figure out what he needs to do to get back that commanding lead he had in the first half.
Yeah, and I want to go back to what MP said. Shout out to MP in the chat. Maybe that pressure coming in didn't seem like in the first half, but this half, man, definitely seemed like that pressure caved in, and maybe not so, because he's gonna get another completion about right there, and just like that, about got tripped up by the turf monster ankle tackle right there, shoestring tackle right there, able to get down to the 15-yard line, but again, Illuminati staying down as cover four quarters defense, not necessarily the greatest defense you could call right there. As Space has got some life right here, and he's going to take off a Kyler Murray, able to make a great tackle right there by Illuminati's defense. Gain of 1 right there. And shout out to B-Gar in the chat saying that Illuminati should have went for 2. And wide receiver Woody in the chat saying good night, good fight. Again, the fight might not be over right there, Philly, but Space, breathing a little bit of life right now in his offense.
Yeah, it's definitely been a tale of two halves as you see the Packers defense step up and get pressure again without the Vikings offense having the room and the space to push the ball down the field. But that's really what it's been about. We've seen Illuminati make those subtle adjustments, and they've paid huge dividends for him in the second half.
And just like that, let's see what happens right here. That's going to be a great swap right there by Darnell Savage. So 4th and 18 right there. Got to have this play. You have to convert here. There's no other choice. There's no kicking 3. There's no trust in your defense. Got to convert it here. And let me know in the chat, what are you guys calling 4th and 18? What are you guys calling right now? Are you taking 3 like B-Guard says? Are you trying to come up with your best plays? What formations are you coming out in? Gotta have this one, Philly, and it's gonna be interesting. Space has shown us everything he can in this run and gun playbook. He's shown us everything, but he hasn't shown us. It doesn't seem like his best play. So very interesting to see here, as wide receiver Woody says, Verts is gonna be his play call of choice right here, and Kyler Murray taking a step back, all the way back, too far back, and that's gonna be a turnover on downs. 2-minute warning has passed. 1:55 left to go in the game right now, and Philly, just like that, Illuminati has the opportunity to close the door and win this game and move on to the next round of playoffs.
Yeah, it's been a tale of two halves as we see Aaron Jones getting loose. We know that the run game has been there for Illuminati, but I think that, to his detriment, Space fell in love with his cover 4 beaters too much, and it really cost him. But I agree with B-Guard. He should have kicked the field goal. Madden tends to punish you when you don't play smart football, and it would have been a better opportunity for him to try to get back in the game. He still has to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but if you kick the field goal and you get the stop, then at least you know that you can score and win the game. And he's got his work cut out for him because now he's up against the clock and he only has one timeout left to go on 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and again, like you mentioned, that one timeout. Again, it's going to be interesting to see what Illuminati decides to do. He could run the ball here, burn the timeout, run twice here, but it looks like he's going to decide to pass the ball. Actually, jet touch pass the ball. And that's going to be John Ross right there, staying in bounds. That's good clock management right there. 3rd and 4 right now. No timeouts left for space right here. So this is probably the biggest play, hands down, of the game for Illuminati on offense and space for defense. Because if Illuminati converts, obviously Philly, that's GG's, and space is going to be sent to spectator mode.
Yeah, and you got to wonder, does he trust his defense enough to run the football here, or is he going to try to push the ball down the field, maybe look for the check down, and give space an opportunity to make a play on the ball?
Yeah, let's see what the decision is right here. As we're going to see John Ross look like he's going to be the wide receiver highlighted here. Let's see if he decides to go in motion right now. Maybe a little bit of errors right now. We don't see anything going on. Maybe Illuminati thought he had something going on. As we're going to get a timeout right there. Interesting timeout right there. 3rd and 4. Now with Illuminati having 2 timeouts left. Maybe he didn't like this play call. Maybe he wanted to come out with something else. Maybe he didn't like what he saw on the field right there, Philly. But interesting decision to take a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, it was a smart play. Couldn't afford to take the delay game. But it all comes down to this. So if he's able to convert, then he's moving on to the next round. But if he's not, you just hope that he's able to put himself in a position to punt the ball and not turn the ball over to the Vikings defense.
Yeah, and let's see what happens right there. It almost turned it over right there. 4th and 4. Chat, are you punting the ball here or are you going for it? Let me know in the chat right now. Are you punting the ball right now or are you going for it? As it looks like Illuminati is going to go for it. 4th and 4. Got to call his best play right there and got to make the right reads. And B-Guard in the chat saying he is going for it. He's going for the kill. And let's see what Illuminati decides to do here. He's going to motion Jones out all the way to the left, going empty look right here. Looks like he's going to ID a little bit of the mic right here, making some adjustments to his routes. Again, got to have his best play right here. And it looks like Rodgers, Jordan to Ross. Ross able to catch it right there. And just like that, that's going to be a first down. And that's going to be GG's in the chat right there. Illuminati coming back from the dead on some Undertaker WWE stuff right there. And just like that, Philly able to knock out the #1 seed in the NFC and space and the Vikings. Fantastic play right there. Fantastic play call. Fantastic execution.
Yeah, and Space is kicking himself. He recognized the route and he decided to drop off of it and try to go back to the middle of the field. And it cost him. But this is a conversation that we were having off air. I told the commissioner that I felt like Illuminati was playing such good football that he actually had the advantage. I had a chance to see him in that wild card round, and it's all about his second half adjustments. I mean, Space was unable to put any points up in the second half, and Illuminati was able to make those adjustments defensively and continue to run and pass the ball. And he just completely dominated that second half to come away with this victory.
Yeah, and again, like I said, making those adjustments, getting those timely interceptions, getting those big breakups. Like honestly, I'm very impressed. That was a very impressive performance by Illuminati. I thought we were going to have, off that fumble that he had earlier with Jones, I thought he was going to have one of those meme moments like he did in one of the leagues where he, couldn't tackle Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey breaks off for a big score right there, but able to overcome that and able to knock out Space again, takes the series win essentially 2-1 over Space. Yeah. And again, final score being that Illuminati is going to move on to the championship round for the NFC. Again, GG's in the chats. Again, great game by both competitors. So let's talk about it real quick though, Philly. We talked about Illuminati's resilience here. Again, we thought he was dead to rights, 10-0. Didn't look too good for him. Space was moving the ball, creating big plays left and right, able to make those adjustments. So knowing how resilient Illuminati is, what impressed you the most, out of his whole performance so far in this game? Was it the resilience, his defense, his adjustments? What did you like the absolute most out of this performance so far?
Well, I really liked his decision making. I think that we saw him make the defensive adjustments in the second half, but after he fell behind early, he stopped trying to force the ball. He took his time. He let the plays develop. He took what the Vikings defense was giving him, took the check downs, continued to mix it up. We saw him call a timeout when the play wasn't going to work in his favor. So he made a lot of good decisions um, after falling behind early. And I felt like a lot of that just carried over into the second half because he got the ball back. He was able to put together a drive. And then he made those adjustments defensively, got the ball back again, and was able to take the lead. So, I really felt like he had been playing good football. And, it really showed in those adjustments after he fell down 2 scores.
Hey, well said, well said. Well, again, once again, congratulations to Illuminati for moving on, knocking out the number one seed in the NFC and in space. Again, it's going to be interesting to see who we decides to play, as we got the 49ers and the Seahawks going to be doing battle here in the other half of the NFC bracket here. And again, the winner of that plays Illuminati. And then in the AFC, we have Bills taking on, Diggs taking on C-Jack, and we have Dimes taking on Taylor Made in the AFC side of the bracket. So it's going to be a very interesting playoffs. But before we get out of here, Philly, out of the AFC side of the house, who are you looking forward to seeing play on, hopefully on stream if we get to call that? But who are you looking forward to in terms of the games between the Bills and Dolphins and the Bengals and the Jaguars?
Well, honestly, I think both of the games are actually must-see TV. When you look at the Bills and the Dolphins, that's another division rivalry, which we really seem to have a lot of in this division round. But both of them, have weapons on both sides of the ball, and they really have their schemes at a level of comfort where they're going to have explosive big plays and. Again, they have familiarity with each other. But when you look at the Bengals and the Jags, you're talking about V. Dimes. Now, he didn't pick this team in the beginning because he was in PS5, so you can technically say that the good Lord blessed him and gifted him with the Cincinnati Bengals, who we all know went to the Super Bowl last year. But that's neither here nor there. He's had a full season under his belt, so he has had an opportunity to draft, to make trades, to build this team, and he's on a little bit of a revenge tour. On the other side, though, you have the Jags, who were able to come from behind in their division, snatch the division title from the Tennessee Titans, who had been leading the division all year, and so they've been doing a phenomenal job with passing the football. So, you're really going to have two different styles. It's going to be very, very entertaining to watch with that Bengals and Jags game. And that's going to be exciting to watch. And then, like I said, you've got a division rivalry going for round 3 between the Bills and the Dolphins. And, with the talent on both sides of the ball, that's must-see TV as well. So, hopefully we'll be able to call that Bills and Dolphins game. I believe they're supposed to be here in about 45 minutes or so. So hopefully, we're still on track for that. But it looks like we're going to be getting 2 games tomorrow. So it looks like that those Jags and those Bengals will be playing tomorrow, and those Niners and Seahawks will get their round 3 divisional rivalry underway tomorrow as well. So it's a great position for us to be in right before Christmas Eve, right before the holiday madness hits, and we're gonna see some really, really good football in the next 24 hours.
Yeah, and I'm very excited. Like you mentioned again, I'm very much looking forward to Bills Dolphins round 3, or it seems like round forever, because these two have been heated rivalry. Even though to me it seems a little bit one sided, if you ask me, by Diggs dominating the league so far. But like you mentioned, VA Dimes and Taylor Made. I wish Brian James came back. I wanted to ask him, how it feels,
Yeah.
to see the Jaguars move on facing VA Dimes right here again in the second round of the playoffs. But again, one game I'm very interested to see how it goes is this 49ers and Seahawks matchup. Again, we haven't seen too much of the Seahawks, especially on the game of the weeks. We haven't seen them too much in the playoffs, but we have seen Huncho a lot here on the game of the weeks and in the playoffs. So I'm very interested to see what the Seahawks come out with and how they bring it in the playoffs. Again, best of three, see how that one rolls out. But I agree with you. It's going to be a very good slate of games. Hopefully, again, like you mentioned, we have the Bills and Dolphins coming up here in the next 45 minutes. If not, then, unfortunately, it is what it is, and we just had to kind of move on. But regardless, like I said, hopefully tomorrow we call more action, and looking forward to calling the games with your partners. So, again, shout outs to everybody coming through. Once again, we appreciate your support here on Madden Underground. If you guys are interested in joining the league, MaddenUnderground.com. It's as simple as that. You sign up. Again, season 2 is going to come to a close, so season 3 spots maybe open it up. Who knows? But again, great playoff action. We'll see you guys hopefully later on today. If not, maybe tomorrow. And any final thoughts, Philly, before we get out of here?
Yeah, look, I just want to. I don't want to correct you, but I want to point out that those Bills haven't lost to the Dolphins, not in season 1 or season 2. So even though the record shows that the Dolphins won in their first matchup, that was a forced win. So these Bills, they're not overlooking these Dolphins, but they've got bigger goals in mind, and so they're locked in with that. And then you talk about those Seahawks. I mean, if you didn't get a chance to see the game that they had against against them Dallas Cowboys, I mean, look, we know how hard it is to play on the PS5 and play on the Xbox, okay? And so we talked about it before the season started, but Fetty was able to make the playoffs in the Xbox side of things with his beloved Cowboys, and the game came down to him missing a chip shot field goal. And I don't know how he missed it. I don't know what happened. All I know is that those Seattle Seahawks are riding high, and they feel like they got their mojo and rally monkey going. They got every lucky charm you can think of. And so, they're playing with house money right now, going up against the San Francisco 49ers. And it's just going to be a lot of action. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of trash talking. A lot of people, they got their 2 cents that they're going to be putting out there in Discord. Hopefully they bring it to the chat. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen any spreads yet, but it's must-see TV. It's just that simple. It's must-see TV. Must-see TV. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Well, on that note, folks, we'll be heading out of here. But again, hopefully we'll be able to be back later on tonight. Bills and Dolphins action pending, 40 or so minutes. So again, if you guys are around or you're staying up, stay tuned with us. Again, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you guys are watching, make sure to hit that like, follow, subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. But on that note, we are out of here. Appreciate you guys coming out and supporting as always. My name is Black Phoenix. That's my guy, Philly guy, B. James on the 1s and 2s back there. And we will catch you guys in the next game. See ya.